Okay, we've got breaking news right now. It's a story we brought you with Carter Page. We've been covering it since last night. Congressman Doug Collins, he's with us now with the breaking news. Congressman, what's going on?
Well, I think it's amazing to me. I am just, with Jim Comey at the Senate committee today, how many times can he get away with, I don't remember, I don't know what is going on, and then come to the conclusion that he took responsibility when it was okay. And remember, he took responsibility for signing those affidavits. He took responsibility for actually running this investigation, and he thought it was so cute that 2 years ago he said, he actually committed to the action he took against General Flynn, saying we knew we could get into the administration as they were in transition from Obama, that we could actually get in and see what was actually going on. It's just a time that the American people need to see through the sham that is Jim Comey. It should have happened a long time ago, and what we're seeing is just bad at this point.
So what are you proposing to do about the FBI? We're hearing that you've got breaking news for us involving FBI Director Christopher Wray.
Well, it leads exactly out of what we just said, Liz, about Comey, but it goes to Christopher Wray. Christopher Wray has been stonewalling and dragging his feet, getting information to the Hill. It seems like every time that we have to, the Senate committees or us have to ask for information, it seems like it takes forever to get out. And finally, this last declassification from John Ratcliffe actually showed us that it went all the way back to Hillary Clinton.
Are you asking for him to resign? Are you asking for the FBI director to resign? You are?
Yes, we're asking for him to resign again.
Who else is besides yourself?
Right now, we've had several folks coming in.
Who else is asking him to resign?
I don't know. They can line up behind me because I've been asking for it for the last 4 or 5 months because I'm tired of Christopher Wray running the department and not doing the changes that he said he's making. And every time we peel back, he simply looks like protecting the upper management and the practices at the FBI. It's time for him to go. It's time for a change. That's why we have again repeated today that it's time for him to resign.
All right, we're going to stay in the story. We got to move on to what's going on with the Supreme Court nominee, Amy Coney Barrett. The Senate Democrats refused to meet with her. Senator Chuck Schumer said to do so would legitimize the process. They're going to try to stonewall her nomination so she doesn't get to rule on an Obamacare case that's coming up in a couple of months that could invalidate it as unconstitutional because of the individual mandate, forcing people to be hit with a tax in order to, and if they don't buy health insurance. So, can that happen? And if she's seated anyway, why stonewall?
Well, I think they're just trying to make a point for the election. This has all become political theater for Schumer and the rest of the Democrats in the Senate. And this is a sad thing because they went from everything from attacking this woman's faith and her family to attacking her background and now just attacking the system. This is set up to where the president is doing exactly what he's supposed to do. The Senate is doing what they're supposed to do, and that is to have hearings, and then they can actually act on it. The American people will get to vote on what President Trump has done, and that's what they're scared of. They do not like a female who has been nominated because it was nominated by President Trump. She has impeccable background, impeccable law credentials, and she's going to actually interpret the law and not legislate it. They're scared of having someone like her on the bench for a number of years that actually will be faithful with fidelity to the Constitution. So they're just trying to smear her until they can actually try to get this done.
Congressman, does it make any sense that they're attacking her on her Catholic faith when the majority of those sitting on the Supreme Court are Catholics? Judge Barrett would be one of 6 Catholics on the bench. She would be joined by an Episcopalian who was raised as a Catholic and 2 Jewish justices. Sonia Sotomayor and Clarence Thomas are both Catholics. They are ideological opposites. So why go after her on her Catholic faith?
It is pretty amazing, again, especially when the Constitution specifically says there will be no religious test for office. And when we understand this, I think it's that they're just, again, they have had an antithesis to religion because it gets to the very heart of some very moral issues: health care, abortion, and the tragedy that has been sprung on our country for 50 years of the murder of innocents in the womb. They don't want to talk about that because it contradicts their own Catholic faith in many cases. But it is very sad that they, while attacking her for her Catholic faith, they're praising Joe Biden for his. Michelle Obama saying that he's guided by faith. It seems that they're only guided by faith when their faith fits their political agenda. They don't like it when a faith of someone else differs from their political agenda.
Well, they also don't like that Judge Barrett has criticized the Affordable Care Act's, an individual mandate in the past. The thing is that the president said last night that Judge Barrett does have liberal supporters, including Harvard law professor Noah Feldman. He was one of the experts that Democrats called in to testify. And Notre Dame Law School professor O. Carter Snead. He said liberals should not fear Judge Barrett. But, you know, we keep hearing again and again the smears and attacks, you know, people on the other networks saying, you know, that she's a, quote, white colonizer who's using her 2 adopted children from Haiti as, quote, props. If you want to really alienate people and not have people listen to you anymore and ruin your credibility, keep saying things like that. What do you think of that?
I think it's disgusting. They should be fired immediately. I mean, when you think about this is a lady who has kids, who has a special needs child, who is adopted. This is the very epitome of a family that you want in America, a blended family, one that comes together, that shows love, that God has given us hope and grace through our families. And she's the very epitome of that, and also is a very accomplished woman outside her family, working and influencing other women to be the best that they can be. It is abhorrent that these other networks are saying that because she's adopted children, uses as props. Their only concern is they want a amoral agenda that seems to be out from what she is. But why are you attacking the very ones you supposedly lift up? You go to these other networks, they're lifting up women and all these other opinions. Yeah. They just don't like it when it differs from them, and they should be fired as well.
She's simply saying she's not going to legislate from the bench, and she's not going to treat the Supreme Court as a super legislature for anybody's political ideologies. Congressman, it's great to have you on. Will you come back soon?
I will. It's good to see you, Liz. Take care.